There was a darkness within, always held within your body, that was difficult to understand and assimilate as a child. We were expected to be happy, bright, and cheery. And you would have been the kind of child that perhaps had a birthday party and you found yourself set aside from the other children at the party, always like a wallflower, the odd child standing out from the group. This could have been at your own birthday parties. This could have been at friends' birthday parties. Always feeling like an outsider. And that is because there was this expectation to share the light. And inside, a conflict that was incomprehensible. The conflict would have been something about how can you share the light when there's so much darkness within, and how do you process that darkness as a child? We don't really even have these thoughts to comprehend such abstract matters in a material world. And granted, the abstract exists in the material world, but when you're a child, you're still trying to understand the material world, how things work, social norms, expectations for this plane. And at any rate, as you've matured as an individual, you have had a better understanding of your own darkness within, and that comes with time and maturity and wisdom and introspection. Being allowed to have the time to do the introspection. It also comes with a lot of hard lessons, which usually involves being hurt and processing that hurt. Now, with further maturity, understanding, and wisdom, you have been able to make the balance, transmute the pain into wisdom, bring things into balance, and be a lighthouse, the beacon of light, sharing the light. And again, this comes with complexity because it's not something you are able to do well as a child, and now it is something you have mastered, but you still feel like the outsider because you've gone through this process. And this is not something everybody goes through. This is for a certain collective. These are the way showers. We are the beacons of light. But to come to a point where we can hold up this light for all to see, we have had to transmute all of the darkness with which we came into this life. And that was the part that was difficult to understand, difficult to hold. And now, over time, over our experiences and our interactions with people, we have found time and time again that people look at us and don't understand us, and yet they see something in us and they still expect us to hold their darkness. People expect us to hold their darkness, and that was a weight in youth that was so burdensome and such a challenge to understand, comprehend, adjust to, make room for. But with the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups as tarot cards, these are archetypes of individuals of power and strength because they have been able to ground themselves and their energy because they have been able to ground themselves. They have been able to ground their energy, ground themselves, learn to transmute their own darkness into that cup, and also simultaneously transmute the darkness to such a point that they can hold the light. And within that cup is the darkness and the light. And we are still being seen as lighthouses as we take the time to replenish ourselves and fill our own cups. And yet there is still, even with a full cup, there is room for the darkness. The darkness just fills in the depths of that cup. And people come to us with their own darkness because they know that we can hold it. We have the capacity to stuff it in that cup and hold onto it as a vessel, a being that is able to transmute energy. And that is part of our mission on this planet, in this plane, in this playing field, in this earthly realm. Part of our mission is to be able to hold the darkness, be it from within ourselves or put upon us by those around us, and to transmute that energy back into light. And that is why we are being seen so strongly. That is why the light is shining so brightly right now, because through all the darkness, people are truly searching and seeking the light, and we are capable of maintaining our strength and our power and our balance, staying grounded in order to give them that stability which they seek. We are able to guide these individuals into finding that strength and fortitude within themselves to embrace pain, to embrace darkness, and show them the way of turning that darkness into light. We are not the victims. We are the masters. Part of being the lighthouse is showing others how to embrace their own darkness so they don't have to lay it on someone else, so they don't have to give it to someone else, so they no longer expect you to hold their darkness, because they can learn themselves how to embrace the darkness within themselves. And that is really important for others who are not as far along in their journey of ascension or altering their frequency. We way showers want to be able to show those who are willing to learn how. We want to show them how to embrace their own darkness within and to transmute that which they hold within into light, because we have mastered the art, the craft of doing so. We have mastery over this transmutation process. That is the message. Thank you for coming to my channel. Compass Starlight.